Episode 7.
Episode 7. Got a bloody good ring to it, mate.
I know, we're flying through these episodes.
We're getting there.
What's on this one?
Oh, well, we've got heaps to get through. We've got some smoked desserts. We've got a new one. We've got some story time. And we're going to touch on a BBQ Legend.
All right, well, let's get into it, starting with our regular fuck up of the week.
Fuck up of the week. It's probably one of my favourites.
It is. It's a good way to start the episode off. And this is one that caught my eye on socials.
Yeah, that's a fuck up, if you can see that. And for those that can't, we've got an open hog pit here, and the whole beast is on fire, 6-foot flames, and there's no coming back from that.
No, I don't think there's any putting that out. So this one was posted by Ghost Wheel. He was 20 hours into a 24-hour cook when this happened. So close.
So close. It's the money minute.
What happened was he accidentally notched the skin, and then obviously the fats come out.
That's why you don't pierce the sausage, mate.
That's right. And once they go up, that's the end of it, really.
Yeah, it's all over.
So the whole thing went up in a ball of flames. Once you give it all that oxygen, because it doesn't have a lid on it, it's not enclosed. Once it gets oxygen and it's literally fat, it's a pig, you can't put it out.
You can't. It's become a funeral procession by now, so they're reading it. It's last rites. They're probably going to have a wake, and pork won't be on that menu.
No, one comment did catch my eye. Someone said, "Congratulations, you made a candle out of a pig."
I like it.
All right, well, that's our only fuck up for this week. So moving on to the dishes of the week. We've got a few of these.
Oh, mate, we've got some absolute crackers, so send it.
I love eating precariously through social media.
Yeah.
Okay. So
there
let's
we go.
Let's play this one.
This is a birria pizzadilla.
I've never seen anything like it.
I haven't. I've seen what the inspiration has been drawn from, as in the birria tacos and the quesadilla, but combining 3 different dishes to make that. And I'm happy with how much coriander or cilantro has been loaded on at the end there.
So I'm all for this. This is birria pizzadilla, like you said. So it's by T Just Birra. They look like they have a few stores. They're in Texas.
Cool.
They've got a store in San Antonio. I'm going there. Christmas.
Do it.
Yeah, I hope so. So that might be my mission, to hunt down one of these birria pizzadillas.
That could be Christmas lunch, mate.
All right, on to the next.
Hello.
I love beef ribs.
Look at that smoke ring.
These are stunning. So these are by David Ong. He's a well-known pitmaster out of Perth, I want to say, in Western Australia. I could be wrong. And I think he uses cherry wood to get this epic colour.
I reckon.
He said he does these hot and fast, 3.5 hours, 350F.
That's quick for a beef rib.
Yeah, he reckons it doesn't need low and slow. He reckons they can handle it, and the picture speaks 1,000 words. It looks perfect to me.
It does. It's got a cracking smoke ring for something that's only been in for 3 hours.
Yeah. Look, when it comes to beef ribs, quality in, quality out. If you're buying a quality product and you trim all the fat off the top, you can't go wrong. They're really resilient, but it really is, you have to start with the quality product. If you buy shitty beef ribs and you don't buy good quality beef ribs, you're going to end up with a shoe.
Plenty of quality beef coming out of the West Australian farms too, so they're spoilt over there.
Yeah, well, this is amazing. He's got a few videos on YouTube. If you want to learn how he does it and what his tricks are, jump on YouTube. But David Ong, I think it's called Pitmaster University. But if there's one thing he does well, it's beef ribs.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, next. This is one you sent to me. Let's have a watch.
I saw this a couple of weeks ago and just fell in love. I love Frugoni, I love chimichurri, and I love the ingenuity of what he's done. It's theatre.
It is theatre. And if you don't know who Frugoni is, you've been hiding under a vegan rock.
I would say so. He's producing some of the most visually appealing food porn videos, and I just think his stuff is smashing.
Yeah. So the deal is he's tipped some charcoal into his chimichurri. Now, what that does is it flavours the chimichurri with a little bit of a charcoaly, smoky flavour. But you can do it with anything, really, too. You can do it with sauces, sour cream. I've seen it done in Brazil a lot with butters. You could do it with oils. I mean, the trick is you've got to use a proper quality charcoal, like a food-grade charcoal.
Preferably no flames going on if you're going straight into oil.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you don't want to leave it in there forever. Just long enough to flavour whatever you're doing and then pull it back out.
Yeah, because if it's in there too long, it's actually going to heat up the substance and potentially change and ruin the flavour profile.
Yeah, good point. So if you haven't tried it, give it a crack.
Yeah, let us know.
All right, this is another one you sent me.
Mate, I saw this end of last year, and this is everything I love. It's cooking on the Traeger in cast iron, and it's a dessert. This is from Hillary Barker over in New Zealand. She was on Cooks on Fire. She's done this at a Traeger show, I think, and that is some of the best-looking baklava I have ever laid eyes on. And I'm an absolute sucker for desserts.
Well, she's nailed this. A little bit of pistachios on top.
Yeah, I mean, baklava had pistachios before Adam Roberts made them cool, so he may have taken a leaf from that book.
Okay, moving on. Legend of the week. This is a new one.
This is a new one.
I didn't really know where to put this video, but we had to have it on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a look.
Chilling and grilling.
Yeah, I've had to turn the sound down, unfortunately, but he's hitting all the right notes here.
He is. Look at him. He's happy as a man in a bin.
He's got the pool going here. He's got the beers. His little buddies. Oh, he's getting fed.
He's getting a taste.
He's getting a taste. This
That's
video
love.
just got better.
It does. He's either having a bath or a cold plunge. I'm not sure which. No, that's a bath.
It is a bath, but it would be better if it was a cold plunge.
Smoking. But no, he's got it all sorted there, mate. He's keeping it cool. He's got the beer. Looks like a bit of a sardo beef on there, you reckon?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Flank steak?
Whatever it is, I would. Where's my fucking invite?
I feel like we could do this at home, you know.
BYO wheelie bin.
Bring your own wheelie bin. Wheelie bins is what we call them in Australia. But yeah, fill it with water. Put the old barbecue next to it.
I did notice last year, I think it was when the UK went through a heat wave, a lot of guys were jumping in the bin. I think the UK hit 25 degrees and they all turned to water.
This is when you want to put all of your favourite things together, right? You want to be in the pool. You want to hang out with your best mate, the dog. You want to drink beer and you want to barbecue. You mush all that together and this is what you got.
He's done it. He has achieved.
Okay. Products. Some barbecue-related products. So this one caught my eye. Seen anything like this before?
I've seen similar. I think they're called a rocket stove where they use minimal fuel to achieve maximum heat. But I like the way this one's put together.
Yeah, so this is by Karoo Kiwi and it's made in New Zealand and it's a flat pack. So it flat packs all the way down. To put it together, there's no welding, there's no bolts, there's no nothing. It just sort of clips together.
Just make sure it's cooled down when you flat pack it back.
That's a good point. So the idea is, comes in a flat pack, you put it together and then you can put any sort of pan on top to cook.
That's a good looking wok.
Can you imagine rocking up to a campsite? So, camping area. Everyone else is got their gases out, they're slow cooking sausages, and you pop out one of these, a big wok, make yourself a nice stir fry in front of everybody.
Yeah, you'd be the envy of every campsite. And being a flat pack, it's not going to take up too much room in the back of the ute. But no, I like it. The Kiwis are very ingenious on this sort of thing. And
how do the rocket stoves work in terms of getting a small amount of fuel to make that like crazy intense of a flame?
I think it's got a lot to do with the draw. So you get your heat source going and then the gravity here, you feed your fuel down. And because it draws so much up and essentially makes a flamethrower at the top, I mean, I don't know the engineering and the mechanics behind it, but that's what I assume's going on. And they run fucking hot.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, moving on. We've got mail.
This is becoming regular.
I know.
I'm happy about it.
I like mail. And this is a good one. This is by Lockie Marshall.
Lockie Marshall, the second best mustache at meat stock.
And he's the second best butcher apart from Shannon.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
So the Meat Marshal is what he goes by on Instagram. And he said, love your work, lads. Keep it going. I'm following along. Okay, so I've got a bit of a video here. I'm going to play it for you.
It's day 6 of eating 1 gram of steak for every 10 followers I have. Today, I have exactly 30,000 followers, which means, you guessed it, 3 kilos of steak. Let's go.
He's going to regret this.
Oh, but that looks good. Ah, that's
All right,
juicy.
this is the first half. Let's dig in.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there just because he got to 30,000 followers. He ate his 3 kilos of steak. I didn't watch the end, but I don't even think he got through it all. But he's up to 125,000 followers now. And I haven't seen him talk about this challenge anymore.
Yeah, I reckon he's got to put his money where his mouth is.
So if he stuck to this challenge, he's got to eat 12.5 kilos of meat.
Well, he can try and do that. while I attempt to take on Boomer's 4.5 kilos of leftover brisket that he's threatened me with. But Lockie, let us know how you're going with it, mate.
He is an absolute legend, though. He's out repping the meat community. He's given some pride back into the butchery trade. So I'm stoked to see him out there repping what he loves. I think for the record, the most amount by a competitive eater is 8.6 kilos of meat.
Yeah, and you're not going to digest that in a hurry either.
No, not meat.
No.
Yeah.
Be a good way to go, though.
You reckon?
No. I thought about it and no, it wouldn't.
So, Lockie, maybe he has addressed this, but I haven't seen it. But it was a good way to build a following.
It was.
I love the bit of humour in his videos. So if you get a chance, give him a follow. The Meat Marshal.
The Meat Marshal. He's got a heap of good content. Follow along, but if you're a vegan, maybe stay away.
Okay, onto our epic backyards.
Yeah, this is becoming one of my favourite segments.
This is a beauty.
This is Big Tice, Big T's barbecue down in Illawarra.
He's got his own neon sign.
He does.
That's always like the touch that you would put in a man cave, right?
Yeah.
A neon sign with your own logo.
Yeah,
not a
that's
generic one. It's your own one.
Yeah, and I think being on a podcast too, it's essential. So we've ticked that box. But I've personally done some work to help Tice build his brand and love the guy. He's larger than life and he's a fucking good barbecuer.
I want to say he has stolen that banner on the roof from a barbecue competition.
He definitely has. He definitely has. I came across a video a couple of years ago of a punk band rehearsing in their garage and I sent it to you because they had a meat stock banner on their roof and I didn't know who they were.
But they helped themselves to a banner.
Yeah.
Good on him. So he's ticked all the boxes for me here. He's got a few trophies. He's got his own neon sign. He's got a TV. He's got a roof. He's got a concrete floor. I can't fault it.
No, he's got all the bases covered. He's got the drum. He's got the kettle. He's got a couple of big offsets. He does a lot of catering. And, yeah, he's all quality in, all quality out is Big Tice.
There's a little touch on this one that really does appeal to me. And that big trailer pit of his that he's got, did you see his number plate?
Yeah, I sure did. I've drawn that number plate, mate.
Yeah. Brisket. So if you can't see the photo we're talking about here, he's got number plates on his big trailer pit that say brisket.
He could probably use that as an investment. Someone down the track might want to take those off his hands. There's guys that do that. They buy all the number plates. And I think the guy that owns the number plate 57 Chev has never owned a 57 Chev and he's got the number plates for sale for $200,000. Someone will buy them.
Yeah, eventually. I feel like you need to at least have the car to have the number plate.
Yeah.
He's got the Traeger there, the old trusty workhorse. These things are bulletproof.
They are.
Rightio. Bit of art by Sigh. What's this
mate.
old school one?
This is a throwback. Look at that date, 18th of March 2014. This was my first ever barbecue design. This was for a team I was meant to be a part of. The Pork Swords, a local Port Macquarie barbecue team at the first ever comp. I removed myself from that team pretty quickly when I realised we were taking a knife to a gunfight and I wasn't prepared to humiliate myself. And yeah, these guys did a couple of comps. Don't know if they handed anything in. It was more about getting smoked themselves and then competing seriously. But yeah, this was my first ever piece of barbecue merch.
If I can remember correctly, that team I was part of the judging panel that day and we actually had to go up to the team and question why they hadn't handed anything in, but it was on purpose. They just didn't want to.
Yeah, it was a weekend away from the wives, I'm pretty sure.
Rightio. Featured tattoos. So you're a tattoo artist. You do a lot of tattooing.
Used to.
Let's have a look at this one.
That's a corn dog.
So this one is by a tattoo studio called Hot Stuff Tattoo in North Carolina. It's a battered, deep-fried hot dog in a punk outfit inspired by Minutemen. Is it a band?
Yeah, band, the Minutemen, Minor Threat, those sort of punk bands there. The reference itself is lost on me, but I like the tattoo.
Well, he says it's his two favourite things, meat on a stick and his favourite band.
I like it.
Okay, next one.
This is from a Dead Set Legend. This is our man over in Switzerland, Pesha. He's a tattooist. He's also a mad barbecuer. We won't go into too much because this guy deserves his own feature artist segment, which we'll do further down the track. But this is a cool piece of his flash. Some Japanese Wagyu Tomahawk Tattoo. I think it's fucking sick.
Yeah, I love this mix between meat and Japanese style. And he's merged them both together for a pretty iconic piece of art.
Yeah, I like it. I love my colour tattoos too, so.
And like you said, this guy has done a ton of stuff. So by all means, look him up on socials, but he's going to get a big run on the show in future editions.
Yeah, once we get a few more eyes on the show, we're going to give him a big shout out. He does a lot of stuff in the barbecue world under another name, Carnivore Design. But yeah, we'll get into that. Give him a follow, give him some love, and we'll see more of him.
Cool. Okay, events. Now, we're big on events. We do meat stock. We're biased. We love what we do. But there's also other events around the world that we want to get to. This one did catch my eye. It's in South Korea.
Wow.
So they've done the old copycat of the Brazilian old truck spinning beef rib, whatever you'd call it, machine. The festival is called the Hong Si-ong Global Barbecue Festival. They say that 500,000 people attended.
Okay.
So if that's the case, it's the biggest barbecue festival in the world. I call bullshit on that, but I couldn't find any photos or anything that would back up that number. But it is a cool-looking festival. This is some video of it. I love the captions on this video. Appetizing tunnel pork barbecue.
That's the best way to describe it. They're not beating around the bush. They're just straight up, what is this? To me, it's a pork igloo.
So this is the second annual, and it's obviously busy, right? There's people everywhere. There's the spinning beef ribs. They've got a heap of them too. Look how many they got.
Lots of infrastructure. They've got the scaffolding there to keep it all in tow. Yeah, I reckon that bloke bought himself 100,000 tickets.
Grilling chicken legs.
And this doesn't look like traditional Korean barbecue at all, does it? This is their twist on the American style. South American especially.
This festival looks like, to me, they have been studying the internet of every viral barbecue video that's happened in the last 10 years, and they've put all of them together in one festival.
I think you're right. It's like the AI of barbecue festivals. They fed all the data in.
But I got to say, it does look really cool.
It does look
We're back
fucking
to our
cool.
meat tunnels. But yeah, it does look cool. And I haven't been to South Korea before. You've ever been there?
No.
No.
No, I'd be keen. If they, they might have a spot for the Underseason Barbecue podcast there.
So South Korea, hook us up with an invite. We'd love to come along and have a look and check out your appetizing tunnel pork barbecue. Let's move on. Okay, on to our pit builder of the week.
This is a really cool segment. I like it. You shed some light on the bare bones of the guys that, whoa, what's going on here?
It's a smoker push bike.
Is it in Amsterdam?
You'd think so, right? But it was posted by a good friend of ours, Daniel Lee from Brazil, and he was in New York.
Wow.
The fuel's sitting in the baskets of the bike, so he's carrying his own fuel around. He's got that beautiful pig hood ornament, and I'm guessing this guy drives around New York cooking barbecue.
Do you reckon he has to pedal it to get the draft going through because that stack's not going up? That might be the mechanics behind it.
Potentially, or maybe the stack's just down so he can get through those low bridges.
Oh, his head's going to fucking...
All right. Well, look, you know what? 10 points for like coming up with something that's different and having a crack.
Well, it's essentially just an upgraded hot dog cart. So, fuck yeah.
And maybe it's done in such a way he doesn't have to pay the bloody city's fees.
I think that's why they have the carts. They just get told to move along. So they go to the next block and, get your midnight hot dog.
Okay, so next up, story time. This is a new one.
This is a new one. I'm excited for this.
So every now and again we catch up with each other and we've always got a story to tell about something that's happened. And they never see the light of day, right? So we thought this might be the opportunity for us to share these stories with our audience.
Share these stories with the advancements of modern technology.
So I'm going to tell a story of something that happened. It's probably not even that funny, but the idea is we're going to copy and paste everything I say into AI and get them to draw a picture of what we're talking about, right? So I'm with my daughter. We are in the main street of Port Macquarie, and my daughter's 10 years old. And we're walking down the street, and there's a rather attractive lady in white linen pants. Now, she's got some underwear on that you can see through the white linen pants, and it just caught my eye, right? But when it caught my eye, she had a little baby stink beetle on her butt. Do you know what a stink beetle is?
Yeah, they're rife this time of year, and they're called a stink beetle for the exact reason why you would think so.
Yeah, so if you try and kill it, they stink, right? And she was with her husband. So I didn't really know what to do, but I instinctively sort of touched the husband on the shoulder and said, there's a beetle on your wife's ass. And he, quick-witted, just said, don't mind if I do.
This could have gone either way, and I'm excited it went the way it did.
I could have got punched.
You could have, but it was his wife's butt that copped the brunt.
So he did sort of slap it off her ass. But the funny thing was my daughter was so impressed with this guy's wit. She spent the next 10 minutes walking around going, don't mind if I do.
This was all while Mum was on holidays, I'm assuming.
She was on holidays. So we've put this into AI, this entire story, and this is the picture that it came up with. That's a big beetle.
It's a big beetle.
It's not a stink beetle.
It looks like she's had an accident before the slapping, and that's why the stink beetle is hanging around.
So it's not an accurate representation of exactly what happened, but it sort of ticks some of the boxes.
It's entertainment, that's for sure.
The bloke's got the linen pants on, not the female. She's just got black jeans on.
Yeah, there's no underwear showing either. I'm ashamed of you, AI. That was your one ticket to go rogue.
Fail. Okay. Featured Pitmaster.
This is a big one.
This is a big one. This could be the biggest one.
I reckon it is, mate. This guy, when I started learning about barbecue, he was the oracle, still is, and I love this man.
Yeah. So let's get on to it. His name's Tuffy Stone.
If you don't know who Tuffy Stone is, you've had your head under a rock.
You have. So
Pun intended.
So this is a picture of Tuffy Stone with all of the trophies that he has won in competitive barbecue.
And that's probably an old photo too.
No, this is a relatively new one. This is one that I took about a year ago of him. So the idea was he really didn't want to keep all these trophies and he wanted to donate them to kids' barbecue competitions. So before he did donate all these trophies, or a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, I convinced him to let me take a photo of him with all the trophies before he got rid of them. So this was every trophy that he's won. A big thing about Tuffy is he hasn't actually competed in a lot of barbecue competitions. So don't quote me, but he's competed in about 160 and either won or come second in like 60 of them.
He's the Don Bradman of barbecue comps.
Yes, he is. So he was on the TV show BBQ Pitmasters. He was a judge on that TV show and he's won 6 overall World Barbecue Championships.
And he is the most humble, nicest, down-to-earth guy you'll ever meet.
100%. And what he won't tell you is a lot of people say they're world champions. I'm a world champion, right? But when he calls himself a world champion, it means he won the entire competition, not just the category. So when he says he's won 6 world championships, he means overall. If he had to list how many categories he'd won, it'd be heaps.
Yeah, he's the professor.
So here's a few things you might not know about Tuffy. He's a former Marine. He's a French-trained chef. He's got one of the biggest, if not the biggest, catering companies in Richmond, Virginia. He's won the Jack Daniel's Invitational 3 times and back-to-back in 2015, 2016.
Wow. And he's a mad fisherman.
He's a Barbecue Hall of Famer. He's a Yeti ambassador. He's a Weber ambassador. And I don't care what anyone says, he is the nicest guy in barbecue.
He certainly is.
He's got a video on YouTube. It goes for about 30 minutes and it's the ins and outs of everything he knows. He basically pours out his life's knowledge about how to run a fire in a smoker. If you're getting into barbecue and you don't really know how to manage a fire pit or temperature control or anything, watch this video. If you are in barbecue and you kind of feel like it could be better, your barbecue could be better, watch this video. If you are an accomplished pitmaster, I bet you there is still something you can learn from this video anyway.
Yeah, and if you know everything, still watch this video.
It's on YouTube. It goes through all of his secrets and things that he's learned over the years. If you get a chance, jump on YouTube, Tuffy Stone, give it a watch. And fire management is something I struggled with for so long. How do you get to temperature? How do you keep it at temperature? Temperature up, temperature down, temperature over a long period of time too. And he makes it easy. He really does.
Yeah, there's no gatekeeping either. If you want to know anything and you get the chance to meet Tuffy, he'll tell you because he's very confident in what he does and he just wants to share the love because there's no point having all this knowledge if you keep it locked away.
Yeah. No, great guy. Okay, today's menu. We haven't cooked anything today, but you've got something different.
What we've got here, we've got some cold brewed coffee. This was sent to me by a good friend, Brad, who helped us at Meat Stock from Belmont Coffee up in Brisbane. Tom Robinson owns that operation up there. And this is a goon sack of
What's a
cold-brewed
goon
coffee.
sack for those playing at home?
So in Australia, when you turn 14, 15, whenever you start your alcohol apprenticeship, you usually start on cask wine because it's cheap and we call it goon because it comes in what we call a goon bag, nice silver bag. And these guys have embodied that with cold brewed coffee. And the way we're enjoying that today is I've poured out some coffee over some ice and topped it up with tonic water.
Tonic water. So let's have a look at the ingredients here.
That's it. Just cold brewed coffee and tonic water. It's a good afternoon sort of pep me up drink. And when the flavors combine, you can almost think it tastes a bit like a homemade cola almost because you've got all the bitterness and the flavor profile of the coffee coming through mixing with the quinine and that in the tonic. And it comes through with this beautiful just aromatic flavor and I'm all about it.
This is good.
Yeah, I'm happy about
Bit
it.
of ice.
Always on ice, mate. Pour it over the ice.
I do love cold brew. I do feel like cold brew sometimes you get a really strong one and all of a sudden, whoa, okay, I've hit my coffee threshold.
Well, this is a concentrate too, so don't go pouring yourself a full glass if you don't want to see sounds. But cheers, Tom. Cheers, Brad.
Hey.
Chin chin.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said it was like it's got those cola flavors to it because it does.
Yeah. And if you've ever tried to make cola, you'll realise that there's a million ingredients and this is heaps easier.
Yeah. And it's not that far off.
No.
And it's got the caffeine in it to send you on your way.
Yes.
All right, our encore. So this is the last part of the show where we bring up a random photo. There's no context. I don't know where we got it from. I have no idea what even is going on here, right? But it's something for us to talk about and make up a story.
This is always a surprise for me. You launch it on me and I try my best not to say something stupid.
I hope to God that you can pick something up funny.
Yeah.
All right.
I lied. I have seen this one, but it's still got the same effect. I love it. This is what happens when you can't fit your stuff in the dishwasher, which wives, by the way, love when you put your grill grates and all your greasy stuff in the dishwasher and let it fucking sort it out. Yeah, this guy's decided to break down and clean his smoke fire, I think. Used the caustic soda, no doubt. But I'm sure if he, cleaned the shower while he was at it, the wife wouldn't be too disappointed.
I'm going to say if I did this, I'd have to move out.
Yeah. And how nice and roomy is that shower, by the way?
He obviously shares it with one of his kids because the kids' toys are on the side there. But how would you get past once the grease gets into the grout of the tiles or on the tiles, how the hell are you going to clean that out?
Just probably hit the shower itself with some degreaser, mate. I'm not sure. That's that guy's problem.
All right.
Or I dare say it's probably his wife's problem.
It could be. Yeah. Fix this up for me, honey, please. All right. Underseasoned.
7 done.
On to 8 next.
On to 8 next. Yeah. Keep the questions coming, guys. Also, too, we're running out of hats and shirts to wear.
We'll be naked.
Yeah. I mean, you might want to see that, but
the part that I've got a problem with is I've got a lot of hats, hundreds of barbecue hats, but they've all starting to be misshaped.
yeah. And we didn't talk about our merch either.
What
Yeah.
are you wearing?
What am I wearing? I am rocking a Young Henry's Stockpot Kitchen t-shirt. I had the pleasure of going up and having lunch at Graham's restaurant the other day, and it was the highlight of our holiday. I've got the Dark Side of the Grill hat on, which I'm a big fan of Mel Schmiller Jr. Love the man to bits. And, check him out on YouTube too. He's got some great content.
So I've got a Lucky Friends custom house t-shirt on. Now, this is a motorbike club out of Brazil. Coolest cats ever. They race old Harleys around dirt tracks. And I think I've got I can't even remember what I put on now, but I think it's a Meat Stock hat from this year.
Yeah, it's cool, mate. I like it.
Cheers again.
That's it. Number 7.
On to 8.
On to 8.
Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, and check us out on YouTube for the full experience. It's the way to go. It's filmed in 4K. Yeah, we don't look too bad on the big screen.
Well, you might look all right, but you can speak for yourself. All right, next week.
Cheers.